Hi guys, it's Ben Heath from Lead Guru, and in this video, I'm going to talk about some do's and don'ts when it comes to writing Facebook ad headlines. Now, the headline of your Facebook ad is obviously a very important component. It's going to either convince your prospects to take the action you want them to take, it's going to grab their attention, get them to check out your ad further, or it's not. And I see some pretty poor Facebook ad headlines, to be perfectly honest. I've seen a lot of them in the Black Friday sales that have just gone past. And yes, that's what we're going to be talking about. I'm going to give you some things you should do, things you shouldn't do, and give you some examples of headlines that work really well as well. So it should be useful. Before I get into that, I just want to very quickly ask you to smash that like button, click that thumbs up button, and of course subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new and haven't done so already. That would really help me out. Okay, so we're in an example Facebook ad account here. We've got an example, I've created an ad set, example campaign, I've got an ad lined up. I've also just quickly, before I started recording, popped in an image just so we can see the preview on the right-hand side of where the headline sort of shows up and all that sort of stuff. I needed to add some media in there. Don't worry about all this stuff, that's just one of the images I used for a live training I did recently. So I just popped that in there for an example, but don't worry about that. Okay, so the headline. Now you can see here that we've got, it says headline. I mean, Facebook say that it's optional, which I find kind of funny. I mean, technically it's true, you can run an ad with that headline. I would strongly recommend that you don't. It's a very important part of your Facebook ad. You certainly want to be writing a headline in. And you can see that on this preview on the right-hand side, now this is a Facebook newsfeed preview, you can see this is where the headline comes in. So where it's got a headline, that's where that's displayed. So it's featured very prominently. Okay, it's not the first thing people see. The first thing is going to be up in the primary text, above the image up there. But that's not sort of as noticeable, not as focused on as the headline, because obviously you've got the newsfeed link description depending on how long your headline is, display URL, and you've got the call to action button there. The part sort of beneath the creative, beneath the image or the video, whatever it is obviously very noticeable. Now, I should say that obviously the headline won't appear like this in all placement options. If we jump over to some other placement options along here and you can have a little play around with these, you may or may not see the headline. Some placements, you're simply not going to see it, and others it's going to look slightly different. But in general, it's well worth including a headline. Okay, so strongly recommend that you add one in. Is the first thing I would talk about. Now, the first thing I would say is you want to be descriptive. And this is probably one of the biggest don'ts I've seen is people not be descriptive. So I've seen a lot of ads, as I said, you see a lot of them over the Black Friday sales that have just sort of ended as I'm recording this video. And they'll say things like, 20% off, Black Friday sale. Okay? I say something like that. That's fine if you're only advertising to warm audiences, so only retargeting people that know your business, know what you provide, and there's going to be some brand recognition there, when your company name pops up, perhaps the imagery speaks to them. If you're advertising to cold audiences, 20% off Black Friday sale is an awful headline, because it's like 20% off Black Friday sale for what? You have to be descriptive. You have to talk about whatever it is that you're actually advertising here. You think it's obvious because your whole world are the products and services that you sell, and you think about them all the time, and you think that people are going to get it from the image. I can assure you, not everyone will, and it's very easy to be descriptive. Another example I've seen of a don't is things like this: book your free consultation today. What free consultation? Book your free consultation for what? You need to include those. So it's a big do is to put something in there. So if we're saying book your free consultation today, it could be book your free, I don't know, example I've used before. I'll use it again. Book your free interior design consultation today. Now I know exactly what that's. Oh, it's a free consultation for an interior design company so I can find out what I should have about my interior. Book your free, kitchen worktop. Oh, keeps popping up, very annoying. Book your free kitchen worktop consultation today. Again, I know exactly what that's for. Yeah, I'm in the market for a kitchen worktop. I'll book one of those. Book your free tax planning session today. Book your free 1 hour legal consultation, but you need the legal in there. So you need to explain, be descriptive, whatever you're offering. And going back to the previous example where it's like 20% off, you'd want to say 20% off luxury leather gloves today, right? If you're running a Black Friday sale, you want the luxury leather gloves in there. You want people to instantly know, because I say this all the time, but people clearly forget it or haven't heard it, because I see ads like this all the time. People are scrolling through the feed very quickly. They're not paying attention to your ads. You might have a split second to grab someone. So you need to provide the information that you need to provide in that headline. So don't just say 20% off Black Friday sale. You need 20% off luxury leather gloves. If that's what you're selling, if you're selling luxury leather gloves, you need that in there. Okay, so that's the first point, is be descriptive. And I see a big issue. Got some notes here. The second one is to keep it simple. So don't try and be cute or clever or overcomplicate things. Try and do something that people have to sort of work out. You know, the sort of thing I'm talking about, where someone might have like almost like a bit of an inside joke, or a bit of like industry terminology used as a bit of an inside joke. They can hit those sorts of headlines, but it's very rare. Only something I would recommend doing if you're sort of fairly advanced and experienced Facebook advertiser. Otherwise, you want to keep it very simple, like the examples we just gave. 20% off luxury leather gloves today. Right, someone who's in the market for a nice pair of leather gloves, that might resonate with them, okay? So I think that's really important to don't make your prospects think. Make it easy, make it obvious. Again, it's not because you think your prospects aren't very intelligent, it's because they're looking at your ads whilst they're watching TV, whilst they're talking to someone, whilst they're doing all sorts of other things. So it needs to be very easy and simple for them to take the action you want to take. So no cute or clever headlines, keep it simple, be descriptive, say exactly what it is that you're talking about, pop that in the headline, and those consistently deliver the best results. Okay? Next thing you want to do is highlight the offer. Right, so instead of saying something like, we sell luxury leather gloves, you know, it sounds like a bit of a silly headline to me, but you see things like this. Or if we go back to the service-based example, you know, you could have something like award-winning accountancy practice. Neither of those are very good to me. You know, award-winning accountancy practice, but what are you actually offering here? You're sort of saying what it is you do, what it is that you provide, but you're not. What's the offer? So instead of we sell luxury leather gloves, it should be 20% off luxury leather gloves today. The offer is that, yes, we sell these luxury leather gloves, but you can get 20% off. That's what the offer is. With the accountancy practice, instead of award-winning accountancy practice, I mean, that's good to know. You could definitely include that up in your primary text, but I don't want it to be the one thing. You could have something like, you know, depending on what your offer is as an accountant, it could be perhaps an audit of someone's personal finances, or perhaps a particular deal on submitting their tax returns. You know, you could have something like no idea what's going on there, 50% off personal tax returns this month. Capitalize that. That's the offer. Does that make sense? So don't just talk about what it is that you do, how, you know, what it is that you've achieved. That's all kind of you focused as a business. Think about what your prospects really care about. They want to know what they're getting. So what's that offer that you're using? Put that in the headline. Okay. And then the other thing is quite a simple one. Again, I've used examples here, is to sell with the certain sort of adjectives that we use again and again and again that really do just elevate that headline just a little bit, but it's worth doing. So think words like premium. I've got a list here. Luxury, bespoke, quality, handmade, or maybe you can have something like UK made or US made. You know, people like these sorts of, if you're advertising in those markets, for example. New, never seen before, innovative. People like the idea, no matter what price point you're pitched at, the idea that they're going to buy something that's good quality. And there are those sorts of ways, things like premium. So you can see in the previous example, I talked about 20% off luxury leather gloves. We could just have 20% off leather gloves. That's a bit boring. It's very easy just to put it up a little bit. I mean, in fact, you could combine them, provided it can fit. You know, so you could do with 20% off. It could be handmade luxury leather gloves. Is that going to fit? Probably will. Yeah, comfortably. Okay. The handmade luxury leather gloves, it just elevates the whole ad. It makes the value proposition of whatever it is that you're selling that much greater. It's well worth including things in there. So yeah, things like premium luxury, high quality, handmade, things that you know your audience cares about. Now that's just sort of a fairly generic list. There's going to be more specific adjectives you can use in various industries, and you'll probably be aware of what those are, given what you sell. I mean, for some industries, it's going to be things like clinically proven. It's going to be things like safe. It's going to be words like, or you know, you can think about the sort of industries where that's going to be important, right? Clinically proven, safe, anything sort of food, nutrition, medical side of things. It might be words like adjectives like comfortable. You know, if you're selling like a mattress, it's quite important. So there are all sorts of industry specific words. I want to give you some generic ones, but just think about getting some of those in there. You know, how can I just make whatever it is that I'm offering sound a little bit nicer? 20% off leather gloves. Yeah. 20% off handmade luxury leather gloves. It's just that much more appealing. So try and get that in there. Okay, another thing I want to mention is do not write headlines that are cut off. Okay, so if we had 20% off handmade luxury leather gloves that come with luxury leather hats. Now, obviously, you can't see most of that stuff at the end. I mean, you wouldn't write a headline that anyway. I just wanted to write something long enough. And you can see on the example here, it gets cut off. Be aware, simple mistake to make, but just be aware that if you want what you're putting in this headline to mean something to your prospects, they have to be able to see it. So it needs to be visible before that cut off there. Facebook gives you a reasonable amount of space, as you can see. I mean, we've got all the way 20% off handmade luxury leather gloves that come, you know, we haven't fit the with luxury leather hats on the end, but that's the sort of thing that you just want to be aware of. So I think that headlines are something that people can get wrong, but there's no real magic sauce to it. It's fairly easy to get this right. So I'm just going to quickly run through my list of things that I mentioned. So first is be descriptive, right? What is it that you're actually offering? Keep it simple. Don't be cute. Don't be clever. Don't try and complicate things. Don't try and use any sort of industry jokes. It doesn't often work. Highlight the offer. Don't just talk about we're so good, you should work with us. What are they specifically getting from this ad? A free consultation, discount, etc., etc. Make sure you include adjectives. You can include some fairly generic ones: premium, luxury, handmade, also some industry specific ones depending on what it is that you're advertising. And then of course make sure that your headline is not cut off because it's too long and your prospects aren't actually seeing the information, the details that you want them to see. And we've given a few different examples in a few different industries there, so hopefully that's been useful. Great. Before you go, a couple of things I want to quickly mention. The first is our Facebook advertising services. So my company, Lead Guru, is a Facebook advertising agency. We create, manage, and optimize Facebook ad campaigns for our clients. And to be honest, all the content that I create that you guys watch comes from the work that we do for clients. And that's where we obviously learn and are sort of in the Facebook advertising trenches, as it were, all day, every day. But if you're running your own Facebook ad campaigns, we can almost certainly help you get better results than what you're currently getting. If you're interested in finding out more, you can go ahead and book a free call with one of my team members using the link beneath this video. It'll just be in the video description. Go ahead and book a free 30-minute call, very informal. We can find out about your business, you can find out about service, we can see if we'd be a good fit. And we do have a minimum budget requirement of 3K per month. So if you don't meet that requirement, please don't book a session. Otherwise it would be cancelled. We're not able to work with companies that don't have that sort of budget. But if you do meet that criteria, then we'd love to speak with you. And yeah, hopefully we'll get a chance to work together. Other free thing I want to mention is my Facebook ads mastermind group. So Facebook group that I own that has almost 60,000 members in it, one of the biggest communities of Facebook advertisers in the world. And yeah, it's an amazing place full of people just like you that are helping each other out, asking questions, getting them answered, that are just trying to raise everyone else's game, because put our heads together, that's why it's called a mastermind group. We can all help each other improve. I do free live trainings in there most weeks, I was going to say every week, but most weeks. And yeah, if that sounds like something you want to be part of, again, completely free. Link is in the video description below. Thanks a lot, guys. Please remember to smash that like button, comment below to let me know if this was useful, and of course, subscribe to my channel if you are new and haven't done so already. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now. Bye, bye, bye.